children, how are you all doing? In the previous session, we learned arithmetic progression. So you learned some new terms, first term, common difference, nth term, n is number of terms. So in this session, we will learn the sum of those terms, sum of first n terms. N is nothing but number of terms. So what do we know about AP? We will just recall. We have learned finite series of AP and infinite series of AP. Here for example 2, 4, 6, 8, these three dots indicate it is endless and we don't know the number of terms. This is called as infinite series, and if you know the last term, this becomes a finite series of AP. Here what we learned in the previous session is the first term is represented by the letter A. A is here 2 and the common difference is represented as D. D here is A2 minus A1, which is 4 minus 2 is equal to 2. And the last term is represented as nth term AN. Here it is, in this case it is 58. And we don't know the value of n. This is what we learned in the previous session, how to calculate the n, a values if d is given, all types of combinations we have seen in the first session. Now we will move on to sum of first n terms of AP. Sum of first n terms. What do we understand by this? For example, take the general form of the AP. A1 is your first term, A2, A3, A4. It goes on up to n. When we say sum of the terms, here A1 plus A2 plus A3 plus A4 up to n terms, and even the last term will be added. What will be the sum? From the first term to the n terms, what will be the sum? That is given by, that is represented also by Sn. Sum of first n terms is given by n by 2 into a plus an. A is the first term and an is the last term. Now, we also know that nth term is given by a plus n minus 1 into d. Right? Therefore, what happens to this expression? A plus a to a. It is n by 2 2a plus n minus 1 into d. This will be our sum. Sum of first n terms of an AP is given by n by 2 into 2a plus n minus 1 into d. We can also write it as, this expression can be written as n by 2 a plus a, and if you know the last term, we can use this expression, that is equation 1. If you don't know the last term, we can use this expression. We know that nth term is given by a plus n minus 1 into d. We can also get nth term by this formula, since we know now what is Sn, that is sum of first n terms, Sn minus S of n minus 1. What is this? Sum of the first n terms. Sn minus 1 is going to be sum of first n, not the n terms, just the previous term to the nth term. For example, in this case 2, 4, 6, 8. We will take the finite series here to the AP 2, 4, 6, 8. Here there are 4 terms, n is 4. What is n minus 1? 3. So now what is Sn? Add these 2 plus 4 plus 6 plus 8. That will give you 6, 6 plus 6, 12, 12 plus 8, 20. Sn minus 1 will give you, that is only up to the n minus 1, the term is third, till the third term, 2 plus 4 plus 6. That will give you 12. 4 plus 2, 6, 6 plus 6, 12. So Sn minus 1 is 12 and Sn is 20. Now our An, let's get back to this formula. An is equal to Sn, Sn is 20, Sn minus 1 is 12, which gives you 8. 8 is nothing but the last term, which is An. Right, we got that. So this is one of the formula which we will be using to solve few problems. Not in all the cases. So this is one of the formula, and then Sn can also be written in two different equations here. Now we will solve few problems from the exercise. Here are the few exercise problems. The first one is find sum of the following APs. Here the AP is given and we need to find the sum of these terms up to 10 terms. So first what we need to write? The inputs. A, the first term here is 2, and D, the common difference is A2 minus A1, second term minus the first term, 7 minus 2 is 5, and they've asked up to 10 terms, n is equal to 10. What we need to find out? Sn, the value, the sum of these terms up to 10 terms. So Sn is given by n by 2, 2a plus n minus 1 into d. Substitute these values, that is 10, n is 10 by 2, 2 into a is 2 plus 10 minus 1 and d is 5. Substitute and simplify the answer. 4 plus 10 minus 1 is 9, 5. (49). 5 into 49. 245 will be the value of Sn. We'll go to the next problem. Here, be careful with the negative. They are all negative integers. So be careful when you calculate the value of D. Here A is minus 5. D is minus 8. The second term is minus 8. Minus of the first term, that is minus 5. Which is minus 8. Minus 8 minus into minus plus 5. Which gives you minus 3. This is the value of D. I hope you can see the 3 dots here. Okay, that is the last term. They have given An value. Since you know An value, we can get the value of n. Here they have given the first term, second term, third term, so we got A, D value, and the last term we don't know the value of n. We put a question mark here. Okay, first we need to get the value of n to solve for Sn. An we know that it is A plus n minus 1 into D. An is minus 230 is equal to A value is 5. We don't know the value of n. Into D is minus 3. From this you can get the value of n, which will give you the value of n as 76. With this value we can find out what is the value of Sn. That is n by 2. Since we know the value of An, we can use the other formula A plus An, the last term. N by 2 into A will be minus 5 plus An is minus 230. We know the value of n. We could get the value of n from an formula, right? So substitute that here. Therefore, you will get the value of Sn as minus 8930 if you simplify this. If you simplify this, you will get the value of Sn as minus 8930. Okay, children, in this problem, given An is equal to 4, D is equal to 2, Sn is equal to minus 14, find n and a. N, both the values we need to find out, that is n and a. What is given? The last term an, which is 4, the common difference is 2, and sum of first n terms is minus 14. So from an, we know that an is given by a plus n minus 1 into d. We know the value of a. We don't know the value of a, so we will keep it as a itself, and n also we don't know, but we know the value of d, and we also know an. Substitute the values from the inputs. Here a plus 2n, multiply this, n minus 1 into 2, 2n minus 2, 4, 2 you bring this side, so it is 6 is equal to a plus 2n, or a is equal to 6 minus 2n. Let this be equation 1, because we don't know the values of a and n. That is what we need to find out. We also have Sn value. We know that Sn is given by n by 2 into a plus an. Because we know the last term, we will take this formula. We don't know the value of n by 2 itself, and we don't know a value also, but we know an, which is 4. Sn value is also given as minus 14. So we will take the 2 this side, left hand side, so it becomes minus 28 is equal to n into a, na, plus n into 4, which is 4n. This will be our second equation. Here what we do is, we know the value of a in terms of n. We will substitute this value in equation 2. Substituting a value from 1 to from equation 1 in 2. So what happens to the equation 2 then? Minus 28 is equal to n into a. In place of a we can write 6 minus 2n. n into 6 minus 2n plus, we will retain this 4n. What happens to this equation then? Multiply this, it is 6n minus 2n into n, 2n square plus 4n. Here it is minus 28. This leaves us to 2n square, 6n and plus 4n plus 10n. If you take out 2 common, you can even take out minus 2 common. It leaves n square minus 5n. So minus 28 is there on the left hand side. Minus 28 divided by minus 2, which is 14, is equal to n square minus 5n. Now n square minus 5n minus 14 is equal to 0. This is a quadratic equation in the variable n. You can see the degree. degrees to the order of this equation will be 2. So therefore it is a quadratic equation. We need to solve the value for n using the factorization method. Here we have done this in the previous classes, right? So take 14. We need to select two numbers. Factorization, that's how we do, right? We split the middle term into two terms. 7 and 2 if you take, and minus 7, this is minus 14. And you need to get minus 5. So minus 7 into plus 2 will give you minus 14. Minus 7 and plus 2 will give you minus 5. So we will expand the middle term as minus 5n will be written as minus 7n and plus 2n. And then we will retain the last value, c value, minus 14 is equal to 0. And now we will group it. Group the terms. Take n common, n minus 7. Then if you take out 2, we are left with n minus 7. Again in this complete equation, what is common? N minus 7 will come out. So we are left with n plus 2. Now n minus 7 and n plus 2 are the factors we have got. So n is equal to 7 comma minus 2. We cannot take the negative value of n because number of terms cannot be negative. Therefore n value will be 7. You can write, since n cannot be negative, and this value of n is equal to 7 can be substituted in equation 1 to get the value of a. So we will substitute the value of n is equal to 7 in equation 1. A is equal to 6 minus 2n. 6 minus 2 into n value is 7. 6 minus 14, which is nothing but minus 8. Therefore, a is equal to minus 8. So a is equal to minus 8 and n is equal to 7 is the answer. Here in this problem, how many terms of the AP? The AP is given as 9, 17, 25 and it goes on, must be taken to give a sum of 636. To give a sum of 636. So they have given the sum as 636. Sn value they have given. How many terms? We need to find the number of terms. Do we know the value of A value from this AP? It is 9. We can also get the value of D, which is 17 minus 9, which is 8. So with this inputs, we can find the value of n. Sn is given by n by 2, 2a plus n minus 1 into d. We don't know the value of n, so we will keep it as n. 2 into a value is 9 plus n minus 1 into d value is 8. Sn also we know the value as 636. So in this n by 2, 18 plus 8n, n minus 1 into 8, minus 8. Take out 2 as common in this. 18 minus 8 is 10. So we have taken 2 out. So it is 5 plus 8, 5 plus 4n. Since we have taken out 2. So 2 gets cancelled. We are left with 5 plus 4n. and here it is 636. And outside there is one more n. We will multiply that. 5n plus 4n into n gives you 4n square. So in this problem, so we have again got the quadratic equation 4n square plus 5n. Bring it to the right hand side, which is minus 636 is equal to 0. So here we need to factorize again to get the value of n. So how do we do the factorization? We'll have to select two numbers whose product is 636 into 4, and when you add or subtract you should get the value 5. So first we will multiply 4 into 636. 636 into 4 will give you 2544, and so we need to factorize this number. How do we do for big numbers? Start with a small number. 4, 6, 3, 6. Again by 4. 4, 1. Then 4, 1, 5, 9. And again, so this will not go with 4. We will take 3, 5 and 3. So here, this is the way we need to solve factorize for big numbers. So we will multiply all these, we will group it 4, 4, 16, 16, 3, 48, 48 into 53. So if you take the two numbers 48 and 53, 53 minus 48 you will get 5. Here you will get the 5, the middle term value, and if you multiply you will get the product 636 into 4. Therefore the numbers are going to be, since it's minus, plus 53 and minus 48, because the middle term is positive, therefore the bigger number, the greater value should have plus sign. Plus 53 into minus 48 gives you 2544, and then plus 53 and minus 48 gives you plus 5. So we can now expand the term, middle term, with these two terms. How do we write that? 4n square, we will expand the middle term with these two terms, 4n square plus 53n minus 48n. So for grouping we need 48 on this side. It's okay. Minus 636 is equal to 0. So we need to group the terms here. 53, 4 is not a factor of 53, so we will bring 48 this side. 4n square minus 48n plus 53n minus 636 is equal to 0. We will group this. I am writing this equation here. 4n square minus 48n plus 53n minus 636 is equal to 0. We will group these terms. Here 4n will be common. So we are left with n minus 12 plus, here 53 is common. So we have seen 53 into 48, n 53 into n 48. So what happens here? 4n plus here n minus 12 and n minus 12. Okay, here it's not 48, it's 12, because 53 into 12 is 636, right? We have taken 53 out, so n minus 12 is inside the brackets. This is that part. Here now 4n plus 53, n minus 12 is taken as common. And we are left with 4n plus 53. Now we will have two values. 4n is equal to minus 53. N is minus 53 by 4. And here we get n is 12. Since we cannot have a negative number, even the fraction cannot be taken. Therefore, n is equal to 12. We can write the reason as, since n cannot be negative. Therefore, the number of terms here is 12. They have asked us to find the number of terms. How many terms? Okay, Shubhan, we will continue in the next session.